All right, welcome everybody. This is Dr. Keith. Hope you're all doing well. We'll get started here in less than a minute. Just want to double check. Can everybody hear me okay? And then see the slides as well, where it says how to find high probability trades, Dr. K combo. All right, thanks, Charles. And you can see the slides okay over here. I'm going to keep it, I'm not going to do it the large view today. I'm going to keep it the way it is. As I go back and forth, it'll be easier. Okay. All right, well, it is now 3 o'clock Eastern. Hi, Nick. So we'll get started. All right, well, first of all, thanks for attending. You know, as I'm launching my new TradeStation products, I do like to have shorter webinars just kind of showing you the features, right? So that's what I've been doing. So every couple of weeks, I'll have a new one as I've got a lot of TradeStation products that are launching. So that's the purpose of this. Most of these products, if not all of them as well, are available in Thinkorswim. You know, there's advantages of both at times. Certainly very excited to be sharing with you the TradeStation seasonal indicators. Okay, so before we get started though, and another thing to note as well here, I'm going to be on a vacation next week, but then after that, I'm going to start doing weekly webinars on basically market thoughts of the market. Okay, I've done this in the past for other companies, in all honesty, and I've always enjoyed them. So I'm going to start doing it probably in 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. I'll send an invite to everybody each week, and basically for about an hour. I'm not sure which day I want to choose yet. Probably either Wednesday or Thursday. You know, I will start doing some market analysis for you. Also, you can also get a feel for the different tools I'm using and so forth. Okay. So before we get started in today's presentation, which I don't think it'll last longer than 20 minutes, to be honest with you, but I've said that before and it's lasted longer. Again, important notice here: you should never be risking money you can't afford to lose. Okay, it affects not only your budgets, but it also affects your psychology when you're trading, which is a big part of trading. Okay, so if you have any questions on that, let me know, but never trade money you cannot afford to lose. So today's agenda, again, it's going to be short. I'm mainly going to show you charts in TradeStation and how I use the different functionalities of the Dr. K combo. And then obviously I'm going to have a launch special for you on this particular tool. Okay. So I wanted to have a slide here. Again, that's the professor in me, right? I just wanted to have a short slide here that talks about some of the rules with the combo. And I'll show you again when we go to the live charts, but it's actually pretty simple. So when I get a combo, okay, I'm going to show you what that means here in a minute. Okay. It's basically when you get a stochastic trigger, if you get a Laguerre within two bars, okay, you're going to then get a line on your chart, which is the combo trade. Okay, this is something I've known as being extremely powerful, and that's why obviously that I use this in my trading. Okay, and it's also important though with anything. Okay, I wouldn't just go long per se based off of any one trigger. I think it's important to look at a couple things. One, you know, it's a requirement for me as a seasonal aspect, but I'm not here to even talk much about seasonality today. There's other, you know, there's a lot of recordings on that I've done and so forth, but at least go in the direction of the trend. Okay, the trend is our friend. Very, very important. If you take triggers in the direction of the trend, you're going to be, just with that, a much more successful trader than you probably already are. Okay. Nick, which broker's chart you use is Thinkorswim? So I use, what I'm going to be showing you here in a few minutes is TradeStation. okay? But I also I've been using Thinkorswim for 15 years. I'm using a TradeStation as well now. They both have great features, okay? The indicator, the combo is available in both. Okay, so let's talk about what it looks like, and then we'll get to live charts. So here's an example of a PZZA, Papa John's, okay? And you can see here, let me get my fancy drawing tool out. So as you can see here, we have a stochastic trigger and then a Laguerre trigger within 2 bars. That's what creates this green line automatically on your charts, okay? And that was the beginning of a nice uptrend on Papa John's, okay? But I just wanted to show you logically what it's doing is when you have a stochastic trigger, and then if the Laguerre triggers within 2 bars, it's a great trade, typically, okay? But that's what gives you the green line, or vice versa for a red line, okay? So here's an example where it triggered, but this took 3 bars to trigger, so we didn't get a green line here, okay? Even though it was a nice move, okay? So the goal of this combo, very important, the goal of this combo is not going to catch every trade, okay? You can still use a Laguerre trigger without a combo, but the combos are my #1 favorite triggers, especially in the direction of the trend and especially in the direction of the seasonal movement, okay? And then in TradeStation, you know, how do we find these trades? Obviously, I'm not going to go look through hundreds of charts. We don't have to anymore. Okay, you can have right here, it's going to tell us every day if we have new triggers. Okay, and then based on those, we can look up the charts and see if there's any good, you know, good opportunities based off of those triggers. Okay. Okay, so let's go to those charts now. Okay, so again, let me just confirm. Can you all see this charting package here on TradeStation? And this is version 9.5. It works in 10 as well. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you use 9.5 or 10. I just happen to still like 9.5 a little bit better than 10. Okay. Okay, so again, let me show you, let me explain this. So over here, okay, this is the daily chart. Okay, this is the daily chart. And again, when you get a stochastic trigger, if the Laguerre triggers within 2 bars, it paints a green line on the chart for you. Okay, so this could have been a potential opportunity for you right here. Okay, right here. And then we just had a trigger again 2 days ago. And what happens is it'll stay green forever. So you can go back and test your triggers with different stocks. Okay, but it'll eliminate off of the radar screen, which we'll talk about in a minute after 2 days. Okay, so it'll stay a trigger in case you miss it one day and you still want to look at it, but after 2 days it goes away. Okay, but very simple, like I said. So when you have a trigger off the stochastic, if the Laguerre triggers within 2 bars, and again, long or shorts, right? A short would be a red bar. Okay, you get your triggers. Okay, so that's what it looks like on the chart itself. Let me know if you have any questions on that. Now let's talk about the radar screen, which is to me one of the most exciting things about TradeStation is the radar screen functionality. Okay. One of the advantages over TradeStation has over Thinkorswim is you can load 950 different stocks on your radar screen, and it'll search based on the criteria you're looking for through all of those. Thinkorswim can't handle that much volume, okay, but TradeStation can. That's why I use them both now, okay. Now, I just loaded, and if you go back to my Thinkorswim presentation on the combo, I pretty much kept the same ones in here to show you. Okay, and then I'll show you the scan here in a minute. Okay, well, basically what this is doing is, so right here, these are 3 instruments that have a trigger recently. Okay, so if you click on it, right here, this is the one we just talked about. Here's the US dollar, Swiss Eve. Again, this works on futures, Forex, and stocks. That's why I wanted to show you, okay? So excuse me. Back here, we had a trigger short, okay? Trigger on this gear within 2 bars of that. Obviously, it made a nice move right away, and then it continued its trend. Now we're getting a potential reversal right here. We got a nice long trigger right here, okay? Again, I caution. We've been in this monster downtrend, though. Do you want to counter trend that? Okay, that's the real question. Is this something, or would you rather have a combo short if this retraces, but you're still not getting higher lows? Okay, so to me, the easy part is if you really want to focus on going with the trend, I would skip this particular trigger. Okay, remember, you're going to go, you can look at all the Forex you want, all the futures you want, and all the stocks you want. So you're going to have plenty of opportunities to pick the best of the best, okay? And this is a daily chart. So when I say 2 bars, okay, these triggers off that I'm showing you right now are off of the daily chart. So it stays on the radar screen for 2 days, and then it goes away, okay? Here's another one, the US dollar pairs. Okay, it just happens to be the triggers today are on the Forex pairs, okay, right here. I like this one a little bit better than the last one we just looked at because we've been in an uptrend, consolidation down a little bit, but not a monster downtrend, you know, so this is a potential good opportunity. I also know from a seasonal perspective, this typically heads higher, okay, until the end of the year. So this is I entered this long, US dollar, Mexican peso. This is a longer term play, you know, I think will make new highs, okay? But anyway, so as we kind of go through, let's look up some of the symbols here to show you again, okay? Then we'll look at the scan. So this is AA, Alcoa. We had a combo trigger here, okay? Made a nice move up. But again, what happens is on the day that this happens, it'll show up over here, okay? So that when you're looking at, let's say you only trade stocks as an example, and let's say you want all, you know, optionable stocks, okay? And let's say there's like 1,000 of them. Okay, you can add up to 1,000 symbols. I mean, you can add more than 1,000 symbols, but after 950, it'll just give you, the ones after 950 will give you an error message saying it can't digest any more data, okay? But you can put 950 symbols in here and literally just wait every day when the market opens up, look for new triggers. If they're in the direction of the trend or you like them from a seasonal standpoint or whatever your, you know, however you want to trade, these are giving you within seconds some really, really high probability opportunities, right? That's how I love to trade. Now here's ABBV. You know, same thing here. You can see here, you had a trigger here, came up before COVID, you know, would have made you money. Then we actually got a combo short here, and we got a nice combo here. So, you know, the nice thing about having these staying on the chart for you is you can see that this particular stock, right, works really, really well with the combo, okay? So you better believe the next combo long here, right? If anything, we're probably going to get ready to get possibly a combo here long, right? Could be a great opportunity in the direction of the overall trend as well, okay? So again, I kept this watch list very small for today's presentation, but you can load in as many as you want here. You know, here's AEO, painted right here, went against us a few days, then bam. And then here's just a recent one, okay? So we would have got in right here. It's the day after the paint, all right? So if you got in roughly, let's just say a little over 10 bucks, right? It opened up today over 11. But again, you know, you basically had the trend or retracement, and then you're looking for it to head higher. The combo gives you a high odd probability trade on American Eagle. And if you have questions, feel free to type them in. So Nick says, can we load this TradeStation at our computer? Yeah, so what happens is my packages are part of the trading app store in TradeStation, okay? but I have them private. So what happens is once you purchase, I ask for your customer ID and so forth, and then I give you permissions, and then next time you log in, it'll pop up and as part of the App Store, you load it right in, and it'll look just like this, okay? The cool thing about the App Store is as I update it, so let's say I get some feedback or I like something and I update it, I add something to it, all I do is once I upload that product in the App Store, everyone that has subscribed to it will get the updates automatically. It'll pop up saying version 4, do you want it, type of thing, okay? Oh, also, and yeah, you can change time frames, absolutely, okay? You can absolutely change time frames. The other thing is that when you have, these type of moves, you're going to be able to scan through within seconds on that, okay? Within seconds. And this is a lifetime license, okay? This isn't a year and then you got to pay again. This will be a lifetime license, okay? All right, so let me just grab a few more just so you get the gist of it. So here's an example on ALGN, okay? We had a combo trigger, which means right here you go short, nice move in, okay? And here's an example. If you wanted to catch this long, the combo didn't quite catch it because it triggered here. This took 4 bars, okay? So it didn't catch it. So in that case, you would have went, if you just went off the Laguerre, you would have been okay, but not the combo. So again, I want to make that very clear. I developed this for one purpose, not to catch every single move out there, but to catch the ones based off of this criteria that are a great fit. So, you might search through 1,000 stocks a day and only have 5 of these opportunities. So if you're not okay with that, okay, this may not be for you. But the good news is those 5 opportunities, sometimes there's more, don't get me wrong, I'm just throwing a number out there though, okay? Those are all going to give you high probability setups. So if you're looking to get rid of the junk and just look at some of the highest probability, okay, that's what that's for, okay? Yeah, what we're going to do, Bill, is I'm going to show you a recent scan and we'll go through those, okay? So let me bring up, again, if you trade other than stocks, like here's a euro yen, okay, had a nice short play right here, okay? Let me show one more, Yelp, okay? So right before COVID hit, it had forecasted a short here and then a short here. Okay, so these are just some that I cherry picked. I basically grabbed the A alphabet for the most part. This is what I did on the Thinkorswim webinar I did a couple months ago, okay? Now here's what's kind of cool about TradeStation. So with the scanner, again, this all comes in the package, everything you see here, okay? Every day you can run a combo scanner, okay? And I'm running it on all stocks that have options. Okay, so all stocks that have options. Think of the power of that, okay? And to kind of show you, if I go to format here, okay, I'm grabbing the combo scanner, which is my proprietary scanner. I like to do volume, a 3-month average volume of greater than 1 million shares. I don't want to grab stuff on this that doesn't have some decent volume, okay? But you can modify that any way you want, okay? You can even put more criteria in here if you wanted to. Okay, but you have to make sure you have the STP scanner. Okay, so anyway, once you run it, it saves it, okay, by the date you did it. And you can schedule these to run once a day, or you can just run them when you want. You just click run. Okay, so this is the one. Let me just expand this up for the presentation. Okay, so this is the one I ran today. I ran this just a couple hours ago. Okay. So these are all the combo trades today based on all the stocks that have options. You see them all? There's about what, 37 or so? So all you need to do now is kind of go through them, and I have it linked to the chart, right? So I just click on these, okay? And remember, these will still be in effect up to 2 days. So you're going to see some that triggered not just today, right? Like AACG triggered. And remember, the bar that it triggers right here, you go in, you'd be in the next day, okay? So you would have got in, for example, right here on AACG, if you got in at the open, okay? Now, I caution you on these really cheap stocks, okay? This isn't one I would be taking, but I'm just going off of the volume requirement. It's meeting that, okay? You can also put another filter in that you want the stock to be over $5, $3, $20. Again, you can put all that in there, and then once you set it up, you just hit run once a day if you want, and it's there, okay? I'm not going to go through all these, but let me just show you. So this is one I really like, Acadia, okay? First of all, I know it's got a seasonal long play, okay? There's a lot of support right here. It gapped down during earnings, okay? Now we got the combo trigger right here. So, I like this as a 3 or 4 month option play out. More than likely we'll be hitting the 60 level, okay? A lot of room to make money. This is a great entry in my opinion on Acadia, okay? I'm just going to pick a few here that have some really good volume. Here's one, 107 million shares, right? Clear Design Technologies, okay? So again, you can see the line. You can see here's one that it triggered back late March, consolidated, then it came up, okay? Again, if you want to play it safe, only grab the ones and look to take the ones that are with the overall trend. Again, if you have my seasonal indicator, go in the direction of the seasonal. Those of you that don't have my seasonal package yet, right, go in the direction of the trend, okay? So here's a recent trigger right here on FTDR. The trend is up. We had a retracement, so this is one again I like, we're at the bottom of the Bollinger Band here. I like this to head higher. That's an example of one that I would take because it's in the overall direction of the recent trend up, okay? I'm just picking a few here. It's good volume. Let's pick rare. Again, nice uptrend, right? We got the trigger yesterday on this, but I love it because of the uptrend. I do like to see price touching or below the middle band for my entries. Again, I have specific rules. I'm not here to necessarily teach you all those rules. You have your own trading styles, but if it's below the middle band or touching for a long play, I like them, okay? Here's one, when you have a gap like that and it's going sideways, I would just ignore this for now, just because it's just not a very appealing chart, okay? Here's another one, when you've got this sideways action, that's horrible, right? That's a terrible looking chart. You just skip it. And that's what I'm going to start talking about in my weekly live sessions, my free weekly live sessions, okay? Let me grab one more here. So MBIO, again, it gapped down, probably earnings, right? Now we're getting a trigger long. Do I love this? Not really, because all it's been doing is consolidating. So when you have a choice of 30 some opportunities, I want to pick the ones that are in the best direction of the trend, meeting those criteria, okay? Okay, so one of the questions I had from Bill is a great question. Can we look at, maybe some in the past, some losing trades and that? Because again, the intent is, and this isn't going to win 100% of the time. I certainly wish it would. But anybody that knows somebody that wins 100% of the time, please send me an email with their information. All right, so here's one that I did a scan on July 22nd, okay? So I click on it, you see it brings up the stocks, okay? And so let's look at them. So July 22nd, you're going to see lines in the chart. So here's one that was a short trigger, okay? Perfect example here. Do you want to take a short when you have a trend that massive to the upside? The answer is no, okay? Could it work out? Could it have worked out? Absolutely, okay? But as you see, when you have all of these choices, take the triggers in the direction of the trend. Again, if you don't have my seasonal indicators, okay? All right, so let's take a look at another one. CRUS, CRUS, okay? So here's more of a rangy market, okay? So you can take them in both directions. So here's a nice short trigger here. Went against shortly, made money right here, okay? Depending on how long your option play, if you're still in it, you made money here, okay? But I loved it, downtrend, retracement, higher lows, bam. It's really that simple as far as when I'm looking at something, okay? So in this case, would you take, if you don't know the seasonal move, would you take this? This is a higher low, or lower high. So from here to here, you're trending down, okay? So I would be more apt to take this short if I was going to take it, okay? Now, we were right in the middle of earnings. So again, I don't like to trade most new trades going into earnings. I like to wait after, okay? But just from a pure technical standpoint, I like this opportunity, not knowing anything else other than the trend, okay? Okay, DYN. We just had a long trigger here. Now again, I don't trade these super cheap stocks, very rarely I should say, okay? But these have options. So again, if you got in, if you got in right here at, let's say 95 cents, you did pretty well here already, okay? Lone Star Restaurants, who wants a steak? Okay, so first of all, I'm only looking for shorts. Does that make sense? Massive downtrend. I am not taking a combo long. Even if it worked out, that's fine. I'm more interested in a combo short. Does that make sense? So Bill, this is how you, again, who knows? This may work out, right? I mean, it's a very cheap stock. I don't trade these, but I want to show you conceptually. So if you want even a smaller watch list, if you don't trade stocks that are less than $1 or $2, you can put that in your search criteria, okay? I like to look at everything. I just don't typically trade a dollar stock, okay? Okay, so massive uptrend, right? Massive uptrend. I would ignore this, okay? Yes, you would have made money on it, but I would have ignored it unless you knew there was a good seasonal short, okay? But I'm not talking seasonality today, believe it or not. Okay, here's a long play. Okay, you're in this box right here, right? So we get a long trigger. Price is just around the middle band. This is meeting the criteria for me personally, but I don't love it. But it is just more of a pennant, a flag. So as a longer term play, 3 or 4 months out, I do like this to the long side. Okay, so if you took that, I can understand why you would take it. So SAFM, what trend is this, right? This is a beautiful downtrend. Okay, so yes, this is a trade I would look at taking. Okay, so it's that simple and that fast, to take a look to see if it's something you might want to take. So SY's got a lot of different triggers here. Okay, it's been more consolidation, right? So then you can take trades during consolidation if you want. You just may be in it for a while. Obviously, this long trigger would have worked out nicely, and this one so far is a pretty nice trade, right? Okay, turn. We had a downtrend here during COVID, right? And then we got a couple combo triggers, one after another here short. Didn't really do much, right? Didn't really do much, okay? The only asterisk here is we had COVID going on during this downturn, and this wasn't following its seasonal pattern, which a lot of stocks weren't at that point in time. But if you were still bearish, you could have taken this trade, right? You could have taken this trade. And then we just had that long trigger here. You're waiting to see, okay? Again, I've noticed stocks under $3, they can still work well. You can make big returns if you're okay with the risk. I mean, you can risk on an option play $500 to make $3,000, okay? But the lower price stocks, institutions aren't usually buying these, so there's more back and forth. You just have to be aware of that, okay? Okay, here's another reason. Remember, these are all triggers based off of 722, okay? Right here. So one other thing, can you explain the lines in my charts? Clarify, are you talking about the combo line here, the green, or are you talking about the Bollinger Band lines, these three right here? I want to make sure I'm are all okay. Well, so good question, Nick. So the combo line is going to be green or red. This line here, when the stochastic triggers first, and then if the Laguerre triggers this blue line within 2 bars, you get the green, or vice versa, the red line right here, okay? So you get in the next day, because this is a daily chart, okay? You can get in the next day. Okay, so that's the combo that's automatically programmed. These are just standard Bollinger Bands here, okay? Right here, these 3 lines are just standard Bollinger Band lines. And the theory behind it, the reason I've been using this most of my trading career is typically when you hit the top of the band, it gets ready for a retracement because it's 2 standard deviations away from the middle line, which is the mean, the average. And then the red line, same thing, you're 2 standard deviations to the downside. So what I love to see is triggers when it's for long, when prices are extended below or right around that bottom band. Okay, this is a great Laguerre trigger. We didn't get the combo right because it already taken off from the stochastic side, but from a pure Laguerre, you know, that's a great looking trigger. Okay, which I wouldn't have taken during a big down move. I'm going to wait for the next trigger for a higher low before I take it, okay? But just so you understand the technical part of it, that's why we use Bollinger Bands, okay? Okay, and then XP. We just had a long trigger here, roughly 45, and it hit, what, 49.29 today, okay? Nice uptrend. You're going in the direction of the trend. You're going to love the results, okay? Okay, so I told you I'd be 20 minutes. I was 30. Are there any questions? More than happy to stick on and do any questions. What I'll do here while I'm waiting for questions, if I can find it anyway, bear with me. Okay, so right now, because it's a launch special, the combo is going to be publicly $8.99. Right now, you can get it for $6.99. Again, this is a lifetime license that includes the updates. Here is the link. I will put that in the chat. Okay, so I just put that in the chat for you all. And when we send out basically the thank you for attending webinar, it'll be in there as well. Okay, but this is a lifetime license for the combo. And let me just kind of show you one more thing here. So bear with me one second, and then I'll look at questions here as you're typing. So hold on one second. Let me find it. So my website, for those of you that are newer, is www.seasonaltraderpro.com. Okay, so you can browse around and look at the different products and stuff. But this particular one is under products and services, then indicators for TradeStation, and then the Dr. K combo. Okay, and right now I'm keeping the price for a few more days at the introductory rate. Then it'll go up. Okay, and this is a lifetime license. Okay. Okay, so here's my information. Let me see if there's any questions. So Ed asked a phenomenal question. So those of you that have other products of mine, yes, you can add that scan into your other scans. Absolutely, okay? So for example, when you go to format here, let me just show you. This STP combo scanner, okay, you can add that in, absolutely, okay? And so if you have, let's say you have package 2A, let me just show you, okay? I'm going to switch I'm going to mix it up on y'all a little bit, okay? Let me fix this. Right, so as you know, this is the seasonal side, okay? You can see I don't have the combo on here. You can just add that. Once you have it loaded, you then just go to insert indicator, and you can add the combo on here. Okay, and then you can put the scanner here. So yeah, everything can be mixed and matched. Absolutely. Okay. Great question. Yeah, so the good news is, Nick, as far as loading it on the computer, TradeStation is fantastic. So once you give me your information and I plug it in to TradeStation App Store, you'll log into TradeStation. It'll say, hey, do you want to load this in? And then it'll look just like this. Okay, it'll look identical. So that part of it's no big deal. But absolutely, if you want me to give you a call when you get it set up to walk you around, those of you who know me, I'm not out here to just grab your money. I want you to be successful traders. If you ever want a referral, send me an email. I'll give you a referral. No worries there. This is about making a long-term plan to be, successful in your trading. And it's all about finding high probabilities, eliminating the noise, right? Getting rid of things that aren't going to give you that significant advantage. That's what it's all about. Okay. Yeah, this is design. So Harold asked a great question. Can a new trader to learn this and use it successfully? This is designed so that all you have to do is run the scan, look to see, and if you have one thing you want to check off to start out, is it in the direction of the trend? There you go. So absolutely. And I'll even say this now for those of you that attended. I'll spend an hour with you when you want, sharing screen, making sure everything's clear as well. Okay. Now next week I'll be on vacation in Idaho, spending some time on McCall Lake, in the nice lake up there. But other than that, I'm around and I'm more than happy to. Okay. And yes, you can use this on different time frames. Absolutely. Again, I'm a swing trader at heart, but the combo can be run, and you can watch my video on Thinkorswim as well to look at some of those shorter term opportunities. Okay. Yeah. So if you're looking at formatting here, like you can just add another criteria here. Okay. You can put price and you can say like last and then greater than $3. Okay. So all very, very simple search criteria. Okay. And then once you set it up and you save it, it'll always be there for you. You don't even have to play with it. Okay. Good question, Nick. All right, folks. Well, thanks for attending. Again, I will send you the link as well. Again, in the thank you for attending. Those of you that listen to the recording, reach out if you have any questions. But again, as I continue to keep these products, promote them publicly here, I'll have these small presentations. And then what I'm going to start doing after I get back from vacation is have an open session once a week where I give you my market analysis on all three markets, futures, Forex, and stocks. And then you can kind of see as I'm using all my tools, how I use them. Okay. All right. Well, thanks again, folks. Please reach out if you have any questions. Have a great rest of the day. Take care now.